3, a 2, a 1. Yoo-hoo! Welcome back. I never thought that when we started a podcast that would be our intro.
I don't know if we should keep it or not.
No, this is going to be the second and last time.
Okay, goodbye to the yoo-hoo.
Goodbye to the yoo-hoo. It was fun whilst it lasted.
For the 2 episodes.
We may meet again soon. But welcome back to the comfort zone.
That's where we are.
It's getting quite hot in here, I can't lie.
I'm quite warmy, so I'm not going to lie. It's heating up.
2 lights on us as well, and they're just like giving off pure heat.
Yeah.
So if we look a little bit sweaty.
Sometimes I watch it back and I'm like, I'm glowing, but like to a degree where it's kind of concerning. My skin gets oily.
I think you're glowing.
Thanks.
And that was the end of the story.
Do you know, I never thought I had oily skin.
Yeah.
I always thought I had dry combination skin.
Okay.
And then I went to a dermatologist. She was like, the around area of your nose is quite greasy.
Really?
I was like, greasy is not a nice word.
No, she could have just said oily, not greasy.
Yeah. Calling me greasy is a bit harsh.
Nice.
But I always thought I had like leaning on dry skin. Then I found out actually I was a bit more oily.
Very interesting. I feel like I've got dry skin. Not to make this about me, but... well,
it's called a conversation.
Yeah, that's true. I think I've got very dry skin. But then I'd be interested to see because, I don't know. But mine, like, I can peel it off in chunks.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It's mainly on my nose. Like, it will just be like a big flake and I'll just...
Is it because you use, like, exfoliating products quite a lot, though?
Maybe, but it was worse when I was younger and I didn't really use that much. Well, I didn't really use anything. Well, I don't even use anything now. I'm on Project Pan.
What's that?
I'm actually not, but... It's like a project where you use up something before you buy something else to the pan. Well, I say I'm actually not. I do that anyway, so it's not like I'm starting a project. But yeah, Project Pan. Have you not heard about that? It's a TikTok trend.
No, but I do that.
Yeah.
Because why would I buy a new one if I've already got
some to use?
Oh, is it not buying loads of the same? I do have a fair few different brands of makeup, but that's only because I've been sent it. I actually don't. When I spend money on makeup,
it's just a rebuy of something that you love.
Yeah.
It's run out. I mean, it's.
Are you okay? How did you just start choking? Are you okay?
Yeah.
I was got really scared that you were like choking on your tongue or something. Because like when you sat up, I was like, can she breathe?
I feel like watching that back would be hilarious.
You went from 0 to 100
My
so
eyes are probably
quick.
like hanging out of my head. I'm like, I don't know what that was. Oh,
try not
like
to
the hardest tickle.
Breathe in your own spit.
I think this must be fluff or something. I don't know where that's come from. Sorry, guys. You probably cut that out, but
yeah, I think people's eardrums will be popping.
Whoa. What was I saying?
Before you had a coughing fit.
Yeah, we're very privileged to have makeup be sent to us. I'm not like disregarding that at all. So like the fact that we don't necessarily have to buy too much makeup unless it's something that we really love and want to repurchase. But it also applies to everything in life. Like, why would you buy a new block of cheese if you hadn't finished the block of cheese that you had in the fridge?
Yeah, to prepare for when you run out of cheese.
Yeah. No, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, overconsumption.
Yeah.
You don't need 8 different brands of the same thing.
No, it's like when you buy like 3 different... I don't know, maybe I'm digging myself hole because like 3 different lipsticks in different colours, but the different colours would have obviously be for different occasions. But like when you're sold something on TikTok, like 3 different moisturisers, like you have a moisturiser, but then TikTok's like, oh, this one is the best. You don't need to buy it right now. You can wait till your one runs out.
Yeah, and it's also better for your skin to have consistency.
Yeah.
And use the same thing. You don't need 8 different cleansers. Like, that's going to make things worse, you know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of where this conversation started from.
I have no idea. Dry skin.
Oh, yeah.
Project Pan.
Well, that kind of leads into my wobble. I'm just going to jump straight in there.
Yeah, go for it.
We know that I have a little problem with skin picking. Mm-hmm. And it's been really bad the past like week and a half. I've noticed myself run to the mirror like every opportunity that I have. And I know I said in the last episode, it wasn't the last episode, but the last time I spoke about this, that I was going to get rid of my mirror. It's kind of impossible because I literally do need it to get ready. But I'm going to buy one that's not magnifying.
Yeah, I think that might be the issue.
Yeah, but then I'm like, I don't need a new mirror because that one functions perfectly fine, but it's also for my like health. Kind of.
Yeah.
So maybe I should do that. So yeah, it's been bad. I've had a few little breakouts. I mean, you can't see them because I've covered them with makeup. And they're not really that bad anymore. I think they were only bad for like a week. But I just sit there, and where I sit at my desk, I just find my hands all over my face. Without even like subconsciously and consciously, to be fair. But yeah, just rolling with it.
Maybe you should get acrylics so that you can't...
Yeah, that's the thing. I almost hit you there.
Hello.
That's the thing. My nails came off last week and I have not got them redone. And I think it's because you can get good like grip with normal nails.
Yeah.
You
So
really
you're just
get
encouraging
under
the problem, really.
Yeah. So I need to I need to get my acrylics back on. It's a good excuse to get acrylics, I guess.
Yeah, go get your nails done. It's an actual medical need.
Yeah, so I need to do that.
Let's report back and see if the acrylics and the lack of a mirror helped.
I need to be held accountable because I say I do these things and then I just don't do them. Shout at me.
Also, a lot of people commented and said to get like a picky pad or something like that, but do you feel like you pick your skin because you want the satisfaction of picking your skin and like nothing's gonna...
I don't think anything will. I mean, I haven't tried it, so maybe I should try. But like, it's like those things you see on TikTok where you squeeze the spots. Have you seen them?
No.
They're like little, like, it's like those picky pads, but they've got like raised bumps on them with fake pus in them.
Oh.
Is it? I'm presuming picky pad. What is a picky pad?
I think it's just like you pull something out of a little hole.
Oh.
Which I feel like would be so satisfying. Like, I kind of want one.
Yeah. Maybe I will get one of those then. Because I don't think it's what I'm thinking it is in my head. But it's like those pieces of plastic where you literally squeeze it and like fake pus comes out. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't think that would work for me.
Do you know what that just reminded me of?
What?
I used to have like Jacob's crackers and Philadelphia as a snack. And sometimes if you put it together, the cheese goes through the holes and it really looks like a spot. So maybe you should just do that. Just go get like Philly cheese, crackers.
Yeah.
It will do the job.
Okay.
No, it's actually really satisfying.
Back.
Not sponsored.
No, I wish it was. Philadelphia.
Philadelphia and Jacob's crackers.
That's also my win, guys.
What?
I made a cheesecake.
Oh, yay.
With Philadelphia cheese. Well, actually, the Tesco's own version, but it reminded me. Cream cheese. And it was delicious, and that's my win. I made it for my mum for Mother's Day.
Oh,
bless her.
I felt so useless on Mother's Day because I thought me and my brother were cooking a meal together for my mum, but he just didn't need my help.
Oh,
so I was just there. Yeah, I didn't.
I mean, I wouldn't let you loose in the kitchen anyway. No, I'm joking. After your few wins before, you've picked up the cooking game.
Yeah, I've been cooking.
I actually was meaning to tell you that. You know your sausage pasta that you love?
Yeah.
I made that for my boyfriend's family, and they loved it, and they asked for the recipe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll have to let Rory know that he's an influencer now.
Yeah, it was so good. If you are listening right now, the pasta recipe below, make it and thank us later.
Yeah, I actually love that pasta. It's so like,
good.
Guys, I have an obsession with sausages. This was the episode that we lost.
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot of talk about this because I feel like we've not really covered the fact that I, for a very long time, have just absolutely loved sausages.
Every time she came to my house, I had to make sure that I had at least 2 packs of sausages in the fridge at all times.
Okay, that makes it sound like I just came and ate sausages and then left. Like,
no, because I needed some for breakfast, I needed some for lunch.
Yeah. Okay, when my appetite was struggling because of the ADHD medication, it was like I didn't fancy anything apart from sausages. And so, genuinely, JC was just like air frying me sausages left, right and centre.
In a good old brioche bun with some ketchup.
Yep, no butter,
And that
because
was
the butter like melts and then I get freaked out. It was always just like plain sausage on a bun. I'm so glad I'm not taking that medication right now because I can eat so much more and it not make me feel ill.
That's so funny. I used to, like, when you were obviously coming round, I'd be like the day before, I'd be like, right, I need to nip to the shops quickly.
I need to stock up on sausages.
Or I'd get them on the food shop.
We literally nicknamed me Sausage Monster.
Yeah.
I feel like we forgot about that.
I know, bring it back.
Bring back Sausage Monster. And I also, when I was a kid, I used to take sausage sandwiches to school.
I feel like that would be really good.
It was bloody great.
Because I'm a sandwich hater. Apart from a chicken bacon stuffing sandwich, I don't like sandwiches.
Very specific.
Yeah.
What if it didn't have the stuffing in it? Would you still like it?
Probably not.
Okay.
Without the bacon, yeah. Without the stuffing, no.
Okay.
Only like the supermarket sandwiches. Otherwise, I can't eat a cold sandwich. Sorry, that noise was very light.
That sounded like one of those toys where you twist it up and down. Anyway, very happy for you making a cheesecake.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a hobnob cheesecake.
Ooh.
Because they're my mum's favourite biscuit.
Yep, JC's mum loves hobnobs.
She does love a hobnob. I made her like you can do the custom AI emojis. Her one has a chocolate biscuit. Just with the chocolate biscuit, yeah. So yeah, I made a cheesecake. It was really good.
Yeah.
What's your win?
Try
Try and beat that. I don't think you can.
My win, I'm actually kind of scared to say in case I jinx it. Touch wood, please. My skin is clearer than it has been in months.
What?
Yep, I was literally about to go on birth control for my acne.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I really just can't be asked with the side effects. I'm going to try the stuff that people say online. And I was going to make it into a video.
Yeah.
And then I just started doing a few of the things before I had the chance to start the video. And it's really helped.
I am shocked that some of the stuff that people say online is actually real. Everything that I see on social media, I'm instantly like, scam.
Well, I
It's a scam.
fully was looking at it and thinking, yeah, as if that's ever going to help my hormones, like my literal hormones. Of course, I would need medication. Well, I've been drinking 2 cups of spearmint tea every morning, and I'm not saying it's fixed my acne because I'm not the whole way through my cycle yet.
Yeah.
But I would not usually go more than a week without getting a big, sore, cystic, painful pimple spot. And yeah, I've been having 2 cups of spearmint tea every morning.
Wow.
Eating more carrots and wearing SPF.
SPF is a big one. I need to start doing that, especially with the sun out. Well, I mean, I know you're meant to wear it every day, but
yeah, I
need to
didn't
do
put it on
that.
today, and I actually was
Regret
like,
it.
oh my gosh, no.
Don't look at me, son.
I've actually managed to kind of build a habit.
I'm very proud of you.
Thanks. I'm just really hoping that my skin stays like this.
I'm not inspecting it right now, but you are glowing. Let me see if there's
Nothing
a
to
spot.
pick.
Let me get in there. Looks flawless.
Thank you.
Not that having spots is a flaw.
No, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Also, I do have a lot of like scarring. I just have makeup on, but it's more how painful acne is. And also it does just make you feel a bit rubbish about yourself. Like I would never look at, I've said this before, I would never look at anyone else and think anything bad, but there is just something about having something on yourself.
Yeah, that just makes it worse.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm feeling quite happy about that.
Wow.
Because
who would have known? Who would have thought?
Honestly, I was so convinced that I would have to go on birth control or spironolactone. So yeah, that was my win.
I love that for you.
I will keep you updated.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that my skin stays like this because it's quite nice.
It's quite nice. Living your best life there.
It's quite nice.
It's quite nice.
What is your wobble?
Before I go into the wobble, I just wanted to hold myself accountable here again. Water. I need to drink more water. On the note of like skin and all of that stuff.
It does help. It's just, water's so boring sometimes.
I know, I don't like water.
Do you know what?
I just don't.
Helps?
What?
Having a bottle with a straw. Because
Really?
you can just sit there. Like sometimes I'm literally rotting in bed and I just sit with my water bottle like on my chest and I just drink.
But I feel like, I don't know where my issue with water comes from, but it's quite deep rooted. Like it kind of makes me gag a bit.
I go through phases in life where I'm like that. I don't know if, maybe if you buy yourself a brand new water bottle or get a Brita filter jug, because it just kind of eliminates that bit of your brain that's like, ugh.
Yeah, because when everyone says water tastes like nothing, I'm like, but it doesn't.
But it
tastes
doesn't.
like something.
It tastes like badness.
Or squash. I do like a good squash.
Yeah, I like squash.
Yeah. The only time I can drink water and not feel ill is just after I've brushed my teeth. And it's ice cold.
Really?
Oh, I love it.
That's like the worst time. What?
Really?
What about when you chew gum? Do you like that?
Yeah.
Chewing gum and the ooh.
If it's like icy and cold and minty, I could chug it.
Why don't you just put like
mint
in your water and then put it in the fridge?
Because it won't be strong enough. You know when like people do like fruit infused water?
Oh, gross.
I've tried that, but it just doesn't taste like anything, and then the fruit goes soggy. And
it doesn't taste like anything. It just tastes like a vaguely like lemony
I hate
water.
that.
No, not a fan.
I'm a hater. Do you know what's actually, sorry, the last thing? If you add lemon juice and a little bit of honey to water, so good.
Hot water?
No, cold.
Honey in cold water.
Yeah, you kind of, when you mix it, you kind of get a few chunks of honey. But it's really
Chunky
good.
honey.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I just hit the mic. Okay, I might try
Summer
that.
drink of choice. So good. It's like kind of like a homemade lemonade.
You have so many random homemade summer drinks.
Add it to the list.
It's on there.
Anyway,
your
no
wobble.
more tangents. Wobble. Me wobble this week is that. Oh.
Skin picking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Never mind.
I was trying to think really hard there.
Wow.
Like, my win. Cheesecake. I've done it. What's your win?
My skin. I've done it. What's my wobble? Have I had a wobble yet?
Your win was your provisional.
Oh, I just
made up.
Can I? Okay, I'm gonna have 2 wins instead of a wobble.
Go for it.
My second win is that my provisional finally came.
Yay!
Everybody say
yay!
Yippee! I actually said I actually said this on my Instagram story the other day. Basically, the DVLA denied me my driving license about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I was not fit to drive at the time. Totally fair enough. I would not have been safe behind the wheel. Not really sure why I applied. Was a bit stupid.
Yeah.
They made the right decision.
Yeah.
But the system means that if you have been denied before,
Yeah.
you cannot apply the normal way when you want to apply again.
Oh.
So I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I finally feel ready to hit the roads, to be behind the wheel. I finally, yeah, I'm like, get me in a car. I'm so ready. I'm so excited. This was like 6 months ago, right?
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. I had to do paper applications. So it was literally like they'd post me a questionnaire, I'd post it back to them. And every time it was like 2 weeks for each thing.
That's so long.
Yeah. And then they had to reach out to my GP. And the GP took so many months. So many months. Like, I was chasing them. They were like, rest assured, it's in our workload. I was like, I'm not resting assured.
No, because it's been...
Because it's been 5 months.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm never getting this provisional. Just give up on it, babe. But then it arrived yesterday. I was literally jumping up and down.
Did you know it was on its way? Or just opened it and it was
No,
there?
I picked up the letter and I felt something hard in there and I thought, oh my God, oh my God, oh my
Is
God.
this it?
I opened it,
Stop.
jumping for joy.
That must have been the best surprise ever.
Honestly, the best. I do look like a mime in my picture.
No, is it your passport picture?
No,
it's a
because they
different
wouldn't
one.
accept my passport picture. They said it wasn't good enough quality.
What?
I said, that's rude. Yeah, so that was a whole other like month of, I sent them a picture, they sent it back, then I had to send another picture.
And
Yeah.
even though all the hassle you went through, you've got it.
So now I can start driving.
I'm so excited.
Best day ever.
I'm so excited.
Everyone watch out. Me on the road.
Will I get in your car? I don't know.
That's
a
kind of
joke.
rude. No,
I'm
that's
joking.
actually really valid because...
No, I feel like you'll be an extra safe driver. Like
Oh, you should have seen
very
me trying to practice my
precautionate.
hazard perceptions.
Oh yeah, she's on it. I was driving us home from the station earlier, and she's like, "Hazard, hazard." It's like, yeah.
Which might be a bad thing, so I feel I'm going to swerve into the middle of the
If someone
road if
makes you
someone
jump.
like comes into the corner of my eye. What were we going to say?
If she like an animal's in the road or something, you have to just hit it.
Do you know what's really funny? Just
It took a turn.
someone told me ages ago, you know, like when it's like danger cows in the road.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like they just didn't want you to run over the cows, but it actually turns out that it would be really dangerous for you and your car if you hit a cow. But I just
Yeah.
thought that's really nice that we're protecting cows and animals.
No, because it would literally like probably break your windscreen and cause some damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I just always thought like, oh, that's so nice.
It's never about the animals, is it? It's always about the people.
Oh, it should be.
Yeah, because if like you swerve to like go around a bird or something or suddenly brake, then the other people could go into you, or you could go into the other lane, or so you're meant to do it. Haven't done it. I've always swerved or slowed down if I've seen an animal, providing it's safe to do so. But yeah, fun fact. Maybe I think that's a real fact.
Fun fact?
Not fun. Sorry, unfun fact.
Unfun fact.
Yeah,
Sad fact.
sad fact. Anyway,
Sad fact, you have to mow down animals instead of avoiding them. But JC think that's a fun fact. But JC think that is a fun fact. I can't even speak English anymore.
it's all.
Oh, stop joking.
Today we're talking all about the idea of self-discipline and kind of setting the boundary between when you should rest and when you should actually like push yourself to do good things. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, the difference between self-discipline and self-hatred,
yeah,
because there is a line
yeah.
between being disciplined. I
Yeah.
feel like discipline's such a big word online. And
I'm thinking about discipline in the sense of like work, but that's not also true, is it?
well, yeah, discipline in terms of work, in terms of people use it a lot talking about food and about exercise, which
Yeah.
obviously we are not about.
No.
But I feel like in terms of like laziness,
Yeah.
the word
yeah.
discipline is used
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's a bit of like a buzzword. And yeah, we just wanted to talk about the idea of discipline, it not necessarily meaning, oh, you have to be really horrible to yourself, because I
Yeah.
feel like,
You can be disciplined on yourself because you want something good for yourself. Coming from like a good place. Like you can be disciplined and say, I'm going to study from 7 to 8 because I want to do good grades because I care about my future. I want to do good grades. I want to get good grades because I care about my future.
yeah,
And like I, for one, am so easy or so quick to jump to saying like, okay, let yourself rest. Like if you're tired, you deserve to rest, all this stuff. Like I preach that 110%, but you can also have boundaries with yourself where you actually want to put your life and your health and stuff first as well. But like coming from a genuinely good place. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one to speak about because I know that some of the people listening to this might be in a vulnerable position where they confuse discipline for the fact that they are doing something good for themselves when really they're not. Do you know what I mean?
but for me, like, I feel like discipline has its place
Yeah.
in recovery.
Yeah. But from an opposite
But
standpoint.
from the opposite standpoint, because for me, like, the whole like be disciplined, you would immediately think, oh, I need to eat less of certain foods,
Yeah.
I need to restrict. But no, for me, being disciplined in my recovery was eating 3 meals and 3 snacks a day, no matter what.
Yeah.
Being
yeah.
disciplined was facing a fear food every single week or every single day. There was discipline in my recovery. I just feel like discipline is being thrown around online as this word of like, be really hard on yourself, be mean to yourself until you are in the place you want to be. But actually, it doesn't have to be like that, and you're not doing anything wrong if you can't, or if it's going to make your mental health way worse for you to
Yeah.
be like yelling at yourself constantly, because of course it would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're constantly talking to yourself, like you're worthless and you'll only be worth something once you do this one thing, then obviously you're always going to feel like crap.
Yeah. I feel like when I think about the word discipline, I do think of those kind of fitness accounts on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Discipline just inherently is just very negative for me. I feel like discipline is like, yeah, just strict. Do this, do that. You hate yourself. Done.
Yeah.
Because you hate yourself.
And I feel like it's easy to forget as well that the whole idea of like, you need to have self-control, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Like, there is a level of that can be obsessive, and that is really unhealthy. For me, when I was struggling with my eating disorder,
Yeah.
that wasn't me being disciplined. People would be like,
No.
I wish I had your discipline. That was an illness. That was an obsession.
Yeah.
And I might have thought that I was being disciplined or being good with food. I didn't, because like I was ill. I didn't really think in that way. But
Yeah.
for some people, it would be more of like an obsession than an illness, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, got you.
Hard to explain. But like, that's not discipline. That's actually just an unhealthy obsession. I think social media is kind of wrapping up orthorexia sometimes, or not necessarily like a full-on disorder, but an unhealthy obsession with exercise, weight, clean eating,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
It's the whole processed food trend thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a trend, but it's just the whole idea of processed food.
It's really hard
Yeah.
to not let that
Creep in.
and affect you when the whole of the internet's like, I'm trying to eat more whole foods. I'm trying to eat less processed foods. It's like, what is a processed food? Like, everything goes through a process.
Yeah. Who defines that?
This whole, again, a buzzword, ultra processed foods.
Yeah.
Like, you can exist and be perfectly happy and healthy with a balance
Yeah.
of those things, and that can involve ultra processed foods. If I think about the fact that if I was to cut out all processed foods, I would never be able to eat like any of my favourite foods.
No, exactly. What's the point?
What is the point? Like,
Yeah.
there comes a point where you have to think, yeah, discipline and, you know, self-restraint and all of that is good, but what about my happiness? You're never going to be happy if you're forcing yourself to get up at a time that your body really needs to be resting, or if you're trying to eat in a way that isn't what you crave, that isn't what you want. Like, it's always going to come back to you, and I feel come back to bite you. I just feel like this whole like, be disciplined, it always just ends up with people being unkind to themselves,
Yeah.
and that never ends well.
Agreed. I think there's such a fine line with the word discipline. I don't know, discipline just feels so negative to me. Is there like a word that could be like gentle discipline?
I feel like I prefer consistency.
Yeah.
Like, can we focus on consistency over discipline? Because consistency is how you build a habit.
Yeah.
Discipline is the action of like being mean or harsh on yourself
Yeah.
to build the habit, and I think
Yes.
that's what causes people to get down and be horrible to themselves, because
Agreed.
discipline in my head is literally like you're cracking the whip on yourself.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we focus on the reasons that we want to do something? Because it's going to make your life better, because it's going to make you happier, instead of being like, you lazy, useless piece of poo. Like, it's just...
No, exactly. And shall we talk about ways that you can be consistent, let's just say, or kind of push yourself in the right direction when it's so tricky to talk about, because if I'm saying right direction, I don't mean like clean eating and I don't know how
No,
to
but
say it.
We can even look at this from an angle of like, because I know whenever we talk about it, it immediately sounds like we're in some weird health fad, like
Exactly,
the
I'm
right
just so
direction, but
conscious.
the right direction can be getting enough sleep.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
eating-
be to do with food and changing your diet and changing like and having exercise habits. Like it literally can be like adding a vegetable to your dinner on top of what you've already got on your plate, and not removing anything else, just adding a vegetable, or
Yeah.
like you said, going to bed at a reasonable time. It doesn't have to be like, I'm disciplined, I'm going to bed at 7 p.m. every night and waking up at 6 a.m. Like, as long as I go to bed between 8 and 9, that's fine.
Or, crazy suggestion, consistently letting yourself rest, because that's something
Yeah.
we've spoken about before.
Yeah.
You literally said, like, I need to be more on it with myself, making
Yeah.
myself rest in the evenings. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like social media pushes this whole, like, you need to have a routine, you need to be... Yeah.
It's just not sustainable. Like, if I was to get up at 6 o'clock every single day, the first 2 days probably would feel great. The third, fourth, fifth, sixth day, I'm feeling like crap.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to be so tired. Like, that just doesn't work for me.
And you're just forcing yourself to do something based
For
off
what? Yeah.
something else that someone else has said online,
Yeah, for what?
which
Like,
doesn't work for you.
very lucky that I have nowhere to be at 7 a.m, so I can sleep in a little bit more. But yeah, what's the point of me waking up at 6 o'clock? I saw this on, this is a tangent, it's just a funny TikTok that I saw. It was like someone's like day-to-day routine as an influencer, and it was like waking up at 6 a.m, and like obviously they don't do any, I say real work, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it was like, respectfully, where the F do you have to be at 6 o'clock in the morning when your job is to just sit on your phone?
Yeah, like, why are you getting up at 6? You could be in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually so funny.
But yeah.
It's true though as well. Like, we say it a lot, or we've said it a fair few times. The influencers you see online who have time to be going to the gym every day, cleaning their whole houses, doing a high rocks, running a marathon.
Yeah.
All of the influencers that you see doing that have time to do that because that is their job. They are not working around a 9 to 5. Like, the whole idea of like discipline and living this perfect life. Yeah, it's a lot easier to do that when you're being paid to do that.
Yeah, it comes from a place of having all the time in the world. If someone was to do as much as an influencer did with a 9 to 5, I don't think you'd be able to sleep because you'd have too much to do. And that's not being disciplined, and you're not a better person for having a job and going to the gym and making every dinner from scratch and doing, like, it doesn't make you a better person. It just, if anything, I know I personally would be too drained, but if some people can do it, great for them. It doesn't mean that you have to be disciplined and that's the only right way to live your life and you have to do all these things, otherwise you're a failure. Like,
can we also talk about discipline in the context of when you're healing from disordered eating?
Okay, yeah.
Because I think it's really easy to think that... this was definitely a thought that came into my head when I was in early recovery.
Yeah.
I was like worried that I would be addicted to the foods that I was really enjoying, and that I was going to have to discipline myself
around them
in the future to be able to like maintain a normal weight. Discipline does not have to come into recovery at any point unless you are using it in terms of like, I want to consistently eat enough food, I want to consistently challenge myself, consistently face my fears. Like, discipline and that does not have a space in recovery, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
But I really thought that it would. I thought that in the future I was going to have to
control.
Yeah, because when I was ill, all I ever knew was control.
Yeah.
So I thought discipline is. I sort of, at points in my recovery, and this definitely was not any time recently.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that I did think like, yeah, I'll do all this now and then I'll discipline myself so that I can later recover into the body that I want to recover into. Or like, I was still thinking I'm going to have that control. And I just think people that are prone to obsessiveness around control or addiction, just leave the discipline stuff at the door. Like, don't even try it, because the second you start being mean to yourself, it's all going to go downhill. The second you're like, because people are like, discipline is like telling myself that I'm lazy and worthless so that I go to the gym at 6 a.m. No.
Mm-mm. You should, if you do want to exercise or go to the gym, you should be going because you love your body and you want to move your body in a way that prolongs life, or like
become stronger.
So that you can lift the shopping up, or so like that should be the reason that you want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Side note, I don't know if we've spoken about this before. I feel like the concept of the gym is just so weird. I think we have.
The fact that you go to a place and it's all just people moving around.
Yeah, and like lifting heavy things.
Yeah.
Because have we spoken about this? If we have, let us know. But like, if it stems from like, if we were cavemen doing normal people things, we would have just done everything in the gym in your day-to-day life, because you'd be moving rocks or like, I don't know, running
really
from
weird.
animals or like.
But then if you think about the fact that people are commuting on the tube every morning, like everyone's like, everything's become so
normal.
Yeah, like we go to a room to lift weights and then we get on this little thing that moves us to our next room.
Yeah, like you don't
so
do
strange.
anything outside or like real life anymore. It's always like a walking pad. Like you just walk in your room.
Yeah.
You don't go for a walk.
See, that sometimes, because we are very like sedentary with our job, I think a walking pad would probably genuinely be good for my cardio health.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's quite hard to differentiate between what's good for your health and what is perceived as exercise addiction.
And that's what I was about to say.
Sorry, I just stole it from you there.
No, you didn't. No. But like, in my head, as someone who used to struggle with, I struggled with excessive exercise. I struggled with pacing.
Yeah. I
just can't, like, when I see people who have been unwell on a walking pad, all I'm thinking is like, how is that not triggering a disordered thought? Because I have thought like, oh, maybe a walking pad would be good for my like, because I do genuinely think like, even though I don't really exercise, I can't say a full sentence here. I probably exercise a couple times a week.
Yeah.
I do yoga a couple days a week and I play squash once a week, I'd say.
Yeah.
To me, that's not exercise, that's just fun.
Yeah.
But I am also quite aware, especially with what happened with my dad last year, that I do really want to look after my body. And I think integrating that after recovery feels really difficult, because I'm so terrified of triggering myself and of having an unhealthy relationship with exercise again, that I don't want to go do things. Like, I don't want to,
just in case.
yeah, because the whole idea of discipline could come back in, and I could be like, oh, I went for a run on Monday, so now I have to go for a run every Monday, and then if I don't, am I going to start feeling that guilt? That really scares me, which is why the whole
Agreed.
walking pad thing,
It's a
I
bit
was like,
iffy. Yeah. The relationship with your post like recovered self and exercise is such a difficult one, and posting about it publicly is also scary. Like, I was so scared to talk about my running journey. Like I've actually, well, running can be anything you want it to be. Sorry, I was going to be like running journey like I've actually run, because like I haven't run in a marathon, but like running can be anything you want it to be. Like, it can be running to the end of the road and back, like whatever you want to do. I was so scared to talk about that online because I thought people would think that I was falling into bad habits, when really I don't move. Like, I've deleted the steps app from my phone, but I know for a fact that it would say like 500 a day max, because I literally don't move. So I know, like, for my health reasons, like I should be doing something. But yeah, like I've stopped running. I think I went for like 2 runs a few months ago. I told you about it. Haven't run since then, but like, it's because I have that constant battle of, if I get into a routine, am I getting into a routine for me, or am I getting into a routine because I'm disciplining myself?
yeah,
I can't differentiate between that, so I just don't do it, like you said, like with the walking pad. So I just avoid it because I'm like too scared of something triggering something and falling back into bad habits. But like, this is a really difficult this is a really difficult and vulnerable conversation for us to have with you guys, like just being open about it. Like, I know a lot of people that listen to this will struggle with food and exercise. So for us to sit here and talk about how we could possibly reintroduce exercise into our lives, I just feel like it's a funny dynamic.
yeah. It feels. I feel like this is the sort of thing that we avoid a lot because everyone's on their different journey and everyone's at a different point. And I think we have been very vocal about recovery
Not including exercise.
Not involving exercise for us. And I think when we're talking about discipline, like, that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I think that I have a brain that is always going to be prone to wanting to discipline me.
Yeah.
Wanting to, like,
be harsh on yourself.
Yeah, have that really rigid structure, that really like definite thing. And I think sometimes with this podcast, I think we said it a couple episodes ago, sometimes the aim is not to like give you life advice, because we don't know it all.
Yeah.
We're just 2 girls in our early 20s. Like, sometimes it's just, we're just wanting to be honest and open, because I'm sure there's going to be someone else who's in the same position we are.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
do you start exercise again or not after recovery? And it's like, it's different for everyone. It really is.
My personal feeling, and obviously we're not medical professionals, but my personal feeling is, if you have any worry or any doubt that this is going to become an obsession and that you might not notice it becoming an obsession, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, that's straight up why I haven't. Like, there are times where I think I would like to go to the gym because I would like to feel strong.
Yeah.
I do not go because I am absolutely terrified of not noticing that guilt is creeping back in, that the anxiety is creeping back in. And it's also trying to balance that with being like, yeah, but I do actually want to look after my like health and my body. And like, I think that's the really difficult thing after recovery, is like, I want to do some movement because I do want to actually like live long and be, you know, keep my heart healthy, but it's about making it completely not about your body.
Yeah, I feel like when anyone mentions exercise or health, it's always going to be related, like instantly in your mind you relate that to being strict on yourself and restricting. And so it's just about separating the two and saying like, healthy does not mean eating less, healthy does not mean moving more. Like, that's what we need to unpack, because that's what we've just been taught through social media for so many years. So it does feel wrong to talk about, but at the end of the day, like, we don't struggle with food anymore, and we don't struggle with body image as much as we did. So like, any exercise or health related things that we do not come from a place of wanting to make ourselves smaller. It comes from a place of just wanting to be a functioning human. And it's difficult. Like, I don't know. It's difficult to, like, if I was in the position that I was in before, and if I was in my old headspace, listening to this might make me think that, oh, exercise is okay then because they do it. But like, no, you have to put in the work first before you ever even think about introducing exercise back in. Like, we're not saying like, this is the all green that you should exercise and that's what makes you healthy. Like, it's completely unrelated from food and restriction. Like, you need to heal that first before you even think about it. And
100%.
Yeah, and like, we still don't really think about it. Like, you play squash and do yoga for fun. You don't think about exercising for exercising yet. No. Even. And you might want to.
I'm like 4 years into recovery, over 4 years into recovery, and I still do not feel like, and I genuinely do not get eating disorder thoughts. Like,
No.
I like that is, I cannot be more honest about it. Like,
Yeah.
I do not have eating disorder thoughts coming into my head on a daily basis. I
Yeah.
just don't. But I still feel like
You could
I
get
have to be
addicted.
so wary. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have to be so careful. And although I think, yeah, I would probably enjoy going to the gym occasionally, I just am too scared to risk it. And I think,
Yeah. I think it does come from more of like an addictive personality more than wanting to restrict or change your body, or like it's just the addiction of going to the gym because of the routine and the endorphins and all of
Yeah.
that stuff. Like,
but I find it so hard sometimes when I see fitness content about being disciplined, and it's like, it will be like, oh, so I know you don't want to do it, but there's a future version of you that will be so grateful if you do it. Like, things
Yeah.
like that, because I'm like, then in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to do it. Like, maybe I should be doing this, but
even
actually,
if you don't want to,
you have your own reasons for not wanting to do it. Content like that is quite dangerous because you don't know who's going to watch that.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing of like rely on discipline, don't rely on motivation. Like, yeah, sorry, I just jumped
No,
into
that's exactly it.
Yeah, but then if someone's in a vulnerable place reading that, they think, even if I have no energy in the world right now and they couldn't think of anything worse than going to the gym, I have to do it because that's what's good for me. But no, like no.
Yeah, I do agree as well. Like, the whole idea of the gym is a bit. I'm in too much. Like, my brother goes and he absolutely loves it, and I think that's so great. He has something that just like makes him feel really good. That, you know, he knows he's getting better at.
Yeah.
He really enjoys it. I also see people going to the gym online all the time, and it's like, I didn't want to go to the gym today,
But I just did anyway.
but I decided to push it, and I'm like, I just can't separate that in my head from like that would be unhealthy for me. But then I also love the idea of like being able to lift heavy things.
Yeah.
And like when I'm moving house, I want to be able to carry the boxes.
Exactly.
Like, I want to be strong, but where's the line?
Where's the line?
Yeah. You
Oh,
know?
I don't have the answer.
No, and neither do I. And I just think it's an interesting conversation to have because
Yeah.
we are still figuring things out. And I am in a place where I feel like I
Could introduce
things.
Yeah.
There's that logical part of my brain that's like, I could introduce things and it would be okay. There's also the bit of me that is so terrified, which is good. I'm glad that I'm scared of ever going backwards.
Yeah.
But it's so terrifying, the idea of going backwards, that I just
don't do it at all.
Don't do it. But then I'm also like, I want to be like, I'm going to put an emetophobia trigger warning in here. Do you know what it was? It was when we were running through the train station a couple of weeks ago.
I feel like that's unlocked something in you.
That, in my head, I was like, why am I about to vomit? We ran for like 5 minutes. Was it even that?
I was going to say like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it felt like 5 minutes. And I genuinely thought, I'm going to be sick.
Yeah.
My legs were about to give away. Yeah. And it was in that moment, I was like, do I need to like, just, like, I think I said, didn't I? I was like, do I need to start doing hill sprints? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But it is just finding that balance.
Yeah. Which we don't know what that balance is, and that's okay. We're just navigating. But I feel like introducing things slowly is just the way to go. Yeah. Not that we're giving advice on how to introduce exercise after recovery. Like, I'm just talking about us in general. Just
we literally just said neither of us really have.
No, exactly. It's just navigating that, and that's something that we have to do as our 23-year-old selves.
Yeah. Just remember that the discipline content online doesn't apply to you.
No, it applies to whoever's creating it, and sometimes it should stay in their own heads.
Yeah, agree.
Like, yeah, it's not a good vibe for anyone at the function.
No. The vibe I bring to the function is a bad one.
How do we summarise that? Because I feel like it was kind of just words after words.
I feel like this was a bit of a therapy session kind of episode.
Yeah, we don't have any advice to give you.
I feel like our advice is ignore anything online
about
that is telling you that you
need to be mean to yourself, because you don't.
At the end of the day, you are not lazy.
Yeah.
And if you think that you're lazy, you're just being mean to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, laziness is just a construct. It's not a thing. Like, you are not lazy. You're just being mean to yourself.
Yeah.
And our advice also would be, do not go near exercise.
Oh, no.
Unless you're completely sure that it's not going to trigger something in you, because it's such a risky game.
Yeah. Agreed. I feel like I said something right at the beginning of the episode that I just want to touch base on quickly. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was along the lines of discipline can be good if it's going to benefit you in the long term, about like forcing yourself to sit down and study. I want to go back to that because I don't think that is discipline. Discipline will always have a negative connotation. If it's you're doing something for yourself that you don't necessarily want to do, and this is not exercise because that's completely out of this conversation, but that you don't necessarily want to do, like, I had to sit and do some HMRC tax stuff earlier. I didn't want to do it. Like, there's no part of me that felt motivated to do that, but I had to do it because it's for the greater good of my life, and like, otherwise I probably would get arrested. But like, there's also a difference between doing things for yourself that you don't necessarily want to do but you have to do, and that being okay as well. Like, if I was in a completely do whatever you want to do 24/7, there would be a lot of things in life that I wouldn't do and that would negatively affect me. So like, it is okay to not be disciplined, but it is okay to be a little bit like tough love with yourself when you have to do things that you don't necessarily want to do for the greater good. But again, it's about like not going about it in a way of like, you're lazy if you don't do this, you're going to fail if you don't do this. It's going about it in a way of, I'm doing this for me because I care about myself and I want good things for myself. So yeah, just to touch base back on that, because I feel like I didn't word it very well in the beginning. But like, I was going to say good discipline is a thing, but it's not. It's just habit building, like we said, and consistency. And
it's about the angle you come at things from.
Yeah, if you come at it from an angle of, I love myself, so I have to do this, or I can do this, want to do this, etc. Not, I hate myself, so I have to do this.
Yeah.
So maybe work on that little mindset shift this week.
Yeah.
Oh, we have some bad news, actually, I just thought. Do you know what the bad news is?
Yeah, I just remembered.
No, it kind of breaks my heart to say it.
I mean,
well, it is what it is.
it's not, that makes it sound like the podcast is over.
No.
This was the last episode.
No.
No. Shall I say it? Shall you say it?
Yeah, let's get it off our chests.
This is the last episode of season 1.
Yeah, so there will obviously be a season 2. You can't get rid of us that easily.
Yeah, we're coming back.
Coming back to sit in your ears in about 2 weeks' time.
Coming back to sit in your ears.
In about 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are going to have a 2-week break.
Yes.
For a few reasons.
Yes.
We won't go into them, but one of them being that I'm on my Ollibobs.
On your Ollibobs.
I'm on my Ollibobs.
She's going to be in Norway.
Norway.
Norway. She's going to be in Norway.
Yeah, and we just felt like it was the right time to
do a little reset.
We've learnt a lot.
Yeah, we want to like recoup about where we want to be, what we want to do with the podcast, and we need time to sit and think about that.
We've done 21 episodes.
That's blows my mind.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, 21. And we've missed a few by accident. One. We've actually missed one. The rest have just been late. No, we've missed 2.
We've missed 2.
It's fine. We're just human.
Yeah, there was one week where we just missed an episode and didn't say anything.
Why did we do that?
I don't know, we just forgot. We didn't forget to like...
Bad hosts.
Yeah, we didn't forget to film or anything. We just didn't post.
Oh.
We just didn't say anything.
But yeah, like you said, we're learning. We know not to do that anymore.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, we just want to kind of recoup, rejig.
Get really disciplined.
And come back. No, I'm joking. Yeah, maybe upgrade the mics, not saying anything else, but...
Yeah, I think we might have a
like
couple
that.
upgrades, might have a couple... guesty poos.
Ooh, hopefully. That's what we need to discuss, and we need some time to discuss it. So we're taking a little break. You're going away, and we'll see where things go.
I've just got sick of JC. Like, I just need a break. I need a bit of time.
No, I actually look forward to these conversations so much.
I know.
Like,
I've really, like, not seeing you just felt wrong.
I know. Because it had been literally 2 weeks, and I was like,
yeah.
Are we still friends?
I'm so lonely.
What do I do? No, but yeah, I was gonna say this podcast doesn't feel like work. Obviously, it doesn't feel like work, but it feels like just a good chat between us.
I just love it. I love that it's an open space, and like even the conversation we've just had is so honest.
And like, you wouldn't have that conversation. Well, maybe you would, but like, say we were sat on the sofa, we wouldn't have a conversation that deep without like a few prompts, I guess, like to push us on. So it's nice that we have you guys and this podcast to like really open up with each other.
And it's just nice because we know you're not expecting us to have all the answers.
No.
We're just
all navigating life together.
Yeah.
Like us and you as well. And yeah, we love that. It's just a safe space for all.
And there will be so much more of that in season 2.
Yeah. And we can't wait to have you back.
We cannot wait. We love you so much.
We do. And we're going to miss you a lot over these 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We really are.
We love you. We'll see you very soon.
Me not being able to do a love heart. There we go. See you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Toodle pips.
Toodle pip. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.